Hey everyone, I am Anthony Scott of ToyHypeUSA.com. Today we are reviewing the Transformers War for Cybertron Kingdom Airazor figure from Hasbro. Airazor was part of that PR box that Hasbro was kind enough to send along, so go back and check out that unboxing. There's a bunch of other things in there. That was a really cool PR box. Airazor is part of the new Kingdom Deluxe assortment. And you see the packaging right in front of you. That's a window box packaging with beautifully done artwork showing her in both modes, robot and beast mode right there, which is an eagle. You also see various logos on the front of the packaging, including the Maximal script right above her name there, which is a very nice touch. You see the Takara Tomy logo there, the Generations, Transformers logo, War for Cybertron Kingdom logo, and of course the Hasbro logo on the bottom right. Side of the packaging gives you additional artwork, including a better look at her in robot mode. You also see some really nicely done artwork around her. That's also inspired from the series. The other side of the packaging gives you a look at many other characters that will be featured in the show, including Autobots, Decepticons, Maximals, and Predacons. The back of the box gives you a look at Airazor in both modes, both robot and beast mode. It also specifies that there's 22 steps to transform her between the two modes. So what I'm going to do now is open this up and let's take a closer look. Here's an in-hand look at Airazor along with all of her accessories, including the trading card that is inside the box. There are 4 different cards. This one is the Autobot, the Arc. And on the other side, you see the golden disc. There's a closer look at that. Very nice foil card there. She also comes with these 2 Photon Blasters that we're going to take a look at. And of course, she comes with a sheet of instructions. Airazor is part of the deluxe assortment, which is available now. And as you can see, she features a really great sculpt inspired from the upcoming Kingdom series, while also paying homage to the Beast Wars series of the late 1990s. The sculpt features a great assortment of sculpted feathers and robotic parts, just as you would remember from the classic series. So here's a closer look at that. You also see the Maximal logo right there on her arm, right where my finger is. That's very small, and that's the only place where I have found a Maximal logo on her body. But we're going to take a closer look at that. The head sculpt, you see a nice metallic colors there, gold, purple, black and green eyes. You also see a little bit of orange on the sides of the face, as well as the top of the head there. You see the head of the bird right there, just like in the cartoon. The wings are articulated, so you can raise these up and down as shown, and these also flap. So that's a very nice feature on her. The rest of the articulation is pretty much standard for modern day Transformers figures, so I'm sure you're fully aware what the rest of it is. You can even move the tail back here. And you see all of those nice sculpted feathers, paint wash on there, making it a little bit shiny, which is very nice. Let's take a closer look. So you're going to see that paint wash back there, nice shiny deco. And she also has 2 Photon Blasters, which are also inspired from the cartoon. These are in metallic gold, and the way these work You put these right on her forearms here, but these can also go into her hands, but it's more show accurate if you put it on her forearms as shown. So once you get that in there, there's your look at Airazor holding her blasters. Here's another look at Airazor with some of her articulation. As I've mentioned, it's pretty standard for the line. So the arms are on hinge swivel joints. The hands are on a hinge joint. The shoulders are on swivel hinged. And you can even move the shoulder pads here. So you see how the Photon Blasters are attached to the hand here. They go right into this spot, and they stay in very nicely without the risk of falling out. You also see a lot of that great sculpted detail there. They really did a nice job on this release. And the other one is identical. As far as the legs, well, first the waist can twist, so you have that point. The legs are hinge swivel. You have a hinge swivel joint here. You have a swivel joint right there. You have a hinge joint right here. Another hinge joint, and the ankles are ball jointed. She also has a ball jointed head, which is also standard for the line. And as I said, the Photon Blasters can also fit in her hand here. So once you get that out, you can even stick it on there as shown. But just like in the Beast Wars animated series of the 90s, it's more show accurate if her hands are positioned like this and the Photon Blasters are pointing up this way rather than in her hand. Here's a comparison with the 1997 release of Airazor. Back then, she was in the basic assortment, which is a smaller size compared to the deluxe figures. Fast forward to 2021, she is now part of the deluxe line, which is a better representation of how she appeared in the show. And as you can see, they dramatically improved the likeness on the face and everything. So I think we get a much better figure here. Here's a comparison of the front, turning these around. Here's a comparison of the back. Back in the original Beast Wars line, Airazor was also offered as a Transmetal, which was inspired from a storyline in Beast Wars cartoon. This was a deluxe offering, and this was the only other time that we got a deluxe figure of Airazor right up until now. So here's a difference between the three figures. This was the original one released, and the one on the right is the Fox Kids repaint. And as I'm sure you're aware, the one in the middle is this new one for 2021. I personally would be very surprised if Hasbro offers Transmetals. I think they're just going to move on after Kingdom and do something else. But keep your fingers crossed. I mean, anything is possible. The Vok could make an appearance in the show. So hope for the best. Here's a look at the instructions that are included with Airazor. This requires multiple steps on 2 different pages to transform her into beast mode. There's one side, and here is the other. So there's a total of 22 steps. And once you finish, she is going to look like that. Here's a look at Airazor in beast mode. She transforms into a falcon, and they did a really nice job on this particular sculpt. You see all that great sculpted detail that you saw in robot mode up here. The wings can still move like that, and they're still articulated in this mode as well. So you can make it look like she's flying through the air, which is a pretty cool touch to it. The ankles are a bit loose, so you have to position them just right. They're ball jointed, but they move around a little too easily. The head sculpt, very nicely done. I will say I'm a little disappointed that there's a screw right on the side there. I wish they had found another way to do it, but unfortunately they left it like that. They did that because the head is articulated, as you see here. It's on a hinged swivel, so that's why it looks like that on that side, just for that joint, just so that these two parts are connected. Side of the body, very nicely done. Let's take a look at the back, and of course the other side. Again, just make sure the ankles are flat on the ground. Here we have a comparison along with the basic Airazor from 1997. In this mode, both figures are pretty much the same size, which is a very nice surprise considering that Airazor from 97 is a basic figure and the new one from 2021 is a deluxe release. So here's a closer look. You see that in this mode, figures are roughly the same size. They both have the sculpted feathers, very nicely done, but you also see a lot of differences between the two that you can see on camera. There's a look at the back. One of the differences, other than the wings and everything, is the size of the tail. The one from 97 had a much longer tail, while this new one is a lot shorter. So there's your look there. Another key difference, the one from 97 had an articulated jaw, which you see right here. The new one does not feature that, but the one from 97 also has articulated wings. They're just not as articulated as the new release. So you could still move it around, make it look like she's flying, things like that. I think this got a little stuck. So there's your look there. Overall, Airazor is a phenomenal figure, a welcome addition to the line, and definitely long overdue to have a new figure released in the Transformers line. I am personally loving the Transformers Kingdom line. It's one of my favorites, and I've been a very big fan of Transformers, especially since they launched Combiner Wars, which I think is something very special right now. There's a lot of 80s and 90s elements in it, and they've just been doing a phenomenal job on it. My recommendation is go buy it. Go buy them all. You guys will love it, especially if you're a Beast Wars fan. G1, there's G1 characters in there. So right now, the brand is really at its best that it's been in years. Thank you again to Hasbro for sending along the PR box. Airazor was included in that. I am Anthony Scott of ToyHypeUSA.com. Please check out the written portion and photo gallery of this review. We would greatly appreciate that. Thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for more coverage.